What's up, everybody? In today's episode, we've got a good one for you. We're talking about a tactical episode today. It's very much like these three things that are discussed are going to make an impact in your trading if you're not doing one of them. So focus in. We're going to discuss the three things that every successful trader does well. Like I said, if you're not doing them already, implementing one, if not all three of these into your trading is guaranteed to make a big difference. So shut off Facebook, put your phone down, and enjoy the episode. All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode. So today we are talking about three things that every successful trader does well. James, how you feeling, bro? You excited?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Good to be back on the desk and back with you and the team, and looking forward to streaming this week with ASFX TV, newly launched.
Oh yeah, we didn't
TV.
even talk about that yet on the podcast. All right, so we have to talk about ASFX TV, everybody. So now, by the time this episode comes out, it's probably been like 4 weeks since ASFX TV launched. So go to asfx.tv. It's www.asfx.tv, and you'll see exactly what we're talking about. But good plug, James. Way to go. I forgot.
Yep.
So what we're doing basically is James, me, Tom, Dennis, and Jerome, 5 of us, and we're going to add more traders in the future, are streaming live on this exclusive platform that we have access to, where we can host the live streams with a live chat and then store those live streams for people to rewatch if they miss them, or if they sign up a week later, they can go back and watch over 150 hours of streams. In the future, this is a little thing I haven't really put out there yet, but if you listen to the podcast, you're getting to know, we're going to be building an app for ASFX TV for your mobile, for your iPad, and an app for the smart TV that you can get on Apple TV and all that stuff, which is going to be sick, bro. Like, that's going to be fucking cool. Come on. Get us on an app. I don't know why. I just think it's so cool. I'm
ASFX TV app. That must be like one of the first with the trading education. Where like
for sure, bro. For sure. And now we're putting it out there. So now everybody's going to try to jock our shit, but it's fine because we'll still be first, bro. Like, it is what it is. You know who it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But anyway, that's ASFX TV. How are you feeling about ASFX TV so far? I know that you're doing the morning watch list, kind of setting everybody up throughout the week around the open of the London session.
Correct. Yeah. So I'm going to be doing the Mondays and Wednesdays. Obviously, that's what we'll be doing for now. We'll see what we got to. We haven't streamed to anyone yet, so we've literally just launched it like last week. So we want to get the feedback and see what's up. And then, but yeah, I'm going to be doing morning watch lists with everyone. So looking at what pairs I'm going to be personally watching for the day and what pairs you should be sticking to capitalize on the moves for that day. So that's what I'm going to be focused on. I know Jerome's doing back testing, Dennis is doing swing trading, Tom's doing
it's going to be great, bro. Recaps, so much value.
Live during New York session, so it's going to be tops.
So much value. I'm just really excited to see it grow. And we had a pretty good first 3 days of signups. Like, people are showing a lot of interest in it, and the feedback has been good. So as we go, we'll get more feedback and we'll adjust. But very excited about that. But let's get into the topic for today. So we've got the 3 very important things that we think the most successful traders, including us, like looking at ourselves, trying to assess ourselves, what successful traders do well. First one, you want to take it, James?
Yeah. So the first one that Orson and I came up with, and because as trading coaches and as consistently profitable traders, I mean, Orson's been doing this now consistently for over 5. This is my 3rd year. So I think we always get asked, what was the click, or what do you think you do now that you didn't do before? And the first one that Orson and I came up with was that every successful trader has a trading plan. That's first and foremost.
Yeah. And I think that the plan details the system in a way where the entry is easily explained, how risk will be managed is easily explained, the stop loss placement, the take profit ideas, like how to manage the trades is also detailed. These are all things that you should be able to write out in words. Like, we have written out trading plans, and they're really good to revisit no matter whether you're on a win streak or a losing streak. They're really good to like be read every day, especially if you are not using a plan right now. I would recommend writing it and reading it every day before you trade. That's very important. And it ties into the second thing that successful traders do, which is they use a proper risk management strategy, a proper risk management approach. The reason why I want to bring number 1 and number 2 together in a way is just because I think you can have a system of entry and exit, but without a system of risk management, it's not going to work long term. You know what I mean? Whether you come in and you win 8 trades straight, there's going to be a losing period where if you just keep hitting it hard, you're going to end up down too far to make it back. So let's talk about them together, if that's cool with you. I think that they just go hand in hand. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah, I was going to say that I have my trading plan out on a PDF, actually out every single day. I read it before I trade, and I have it out with me. So no matter how long you've been doing it, it's always good to have it. And that trading plan is, as you said, it's got everything in it: your risk management, your entry exit systems, your risk, your how much percentage you're going to risk on your setups, your exit system, your times that you're going to trade, why you even trading,
Everything.
like your why,
Everything.
everything like that type of
Yep.
thing. Yeah.
So how did you end up, I know you worked with me and we got you into ASFX, but how did you end up figuring out that you needed a system? Was it because you were looking at other successful traders and you saw that that's what they had? Like, who told you that first? Was it one of my videos? Like, what gave you that first idea? Can you remember?
Sure. It was definitely one of your videos. Actually, I think it was one of your videos on YouTube, or if I'm not mistaken, Instagram. It was an Instagram post, and I actually still got it saved. It's like, all you need is one good entry and exit system to make it consistently. Like one good entry and exit system with a risk management process. That's what, and also, like, there was another one that you also posted about. When a trader talks and only the amount of dollars that he makes, don't listen. When someone talks to you about his risk management process, his percentage risk, his percentage gains, start taking notes. And that's when
So
I
you
was
heard it
like,
from, yeah. So you heard it from me. And I think
yeah.
if you
And
threw
then
that question,
yeah.
go
And
ahead,
then when I
sorry.
started to follow you, and then when I started to follow you more, and I was like, this guy's onto something. And then I saw you were retweeting and that sort of thing, like Mark Bellafiore at SMB and those guys. Then I was like, they're all speaking the same language. They're not these Instagram guru guys that come around and show how much their Lamborghini's worth and that sort of thing. I was like,
Well, that's what I was
that's
going to say
actually
is I didn't make the ideas up. I read what
of
other
course.
successful
Yeah.
traders have already passed down. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's how it is in any career, bro. Think about lawyers, think about doctors. They're not
Yeah.
learning
They're not
old
reinventing the wheel.
material. Exactly. They're being passed down the newest, most important information in their field at that current moment. You'd hope.
Yeah.
So, like, as traders, when we can go back and read books from super successful traders from 1940s to now the 1900s, back, you could go as far back as like Darvis and Livermore and all these people. You can come as forward to like, Bellafiore and Steenbarger and all these other people. Like, there's so much information. If you study it, you'll see the patterns. And one of those main patterns was that there had to be a systematic rules-based approach where there's rules that you're using, questions that you're asking yourself before you're taking the trade. And then beyond that, I think where we've really focused in and evolved is in the risk management approach, where there's predetermined position sizing. You're going to manage the trade by taking some off here, moving the stop loss here, taking more off here, moving the stop loss here. If it doesn't go in your favor, you're going to cut the trade, half of it here or a third of it here. Like, having those rules feed into number one, but you need number two. You need the risk management in order to complete that system, to say I have a solid system.
Correct. Yeah.
So what, and do you want to take number three? Let's throw number three in the mix.
Yeah. So number three was journaling and reviewing your trades. So
exactly.
I think that is actually one that's probably, like, if you had to ask a lot of traders, they probably actually wouldn't put that in there. But I think it's actually the most underrated
I agree.
because if you're not reviewing on your performance, how do you know how to improve? Well, you won't.
You won't.
Yeah.
You not only do you not know how to improve, you won't improve. It's that simple.
You won't.
But if you're going over every trade that you take, for example, we had a call yesterday with Laura last night. That call, what did we talk about? I said to her, instead of going back testing a new strategy, why don't we look at the trades that you're doing best, because she has a lot of markups of her trades, and figure out how we can add into those trades, because she likes to layer into her trades. She said that's where she feels like she has strength in her, it just aligns with her personality and her beliefs. So I'm like, okay, how do we work this together? Well, let's look at what you're doing well and figure out how to add into it appropriately so that we can build something that is very, rules-based, but still unique to you. You know what I mean? Where you're adding to the positions that are working well, not just taking off positions when they aren't working well. So there's a lot of details that you can go into when you're building a system and putting it all together, but it cannot be improved unless you have enough markups and documentation to go back and look at it and say, well, what could be better? How could we add into this trade? That conversation cannot happen. How do we avoid this trade? How do we not take this loss? That can't happen unless you're journaling the trades, unless you're documenting the trades, right?
100%. And like for me, when when I played professional rugby, right? So this was a big thing. That's why I always think sports and trading was so like more like one.
So parallel.
So parallel, yeah. So we always used to do film study after the game on the Monday. It's like 2-hour film study of what we did well in the game as a team and as individuals, and then how we can improve and what we're going to be working on that week. I think
great example.
Yeah, you're not going to improve if you don't know what's doing wrong. It's like you can't. It's physically impossible.
Dude, when I was in high school, I played football senior year because they needed a kicker. And I remember I went to a couple of film sessions because I only played like half the year. They called me midway through the season because they had no kicker and I played soccer. So, they figured I could make it work. And I was not bad, bro. I think the furthest field goal I ever hit was like a 35 or 40-yard field goal. So that's not that bad. Decent. Yeah, it's pretty good. So I remember going into the film session and like, it was so, now that we're talking about it, it's so interesting because like the coach would give you his perspective on the play. Like, let's say like this linebacker, Jake, he didn't block proper. And coach would rip him up in a certain way and give him feedback in a certain way. But other people in the room, other players, like the quarterback would say, yeah, bro, you really got to do this, this, and this to help me out or whatever it may be. You're getting feedback from other people. That is just like why we preach the community and the journaling, because you're getting feedback from people that might be missing something or might say something that might stick with you in a different way or might motivate you in a different way. You know what I mean? It's a great example. Great example. Yeah, what do you think? 100%. Good. Were you going to say something?
No, I was just saying 100. I agree. Yeah. Like also you're getting back as we got in our BSc and within the trading community, I'm sure they created like other groups within it, but like you're getting feedback from multiple people. It's not just, okay, from yourself. Okay, this is what I need to do better, but you're getting feedback from, as you say, from the quarterback, wide receiver, defense, whatever,
100%, bro. 100%. Yeah. Yeah. So to a new trader who is at this point where they're like, bro, I don't know what a system is. I don't even have a community that I trust. What's the first step? Is it kind of going back to last week's episode about exposure? Is it go on YouTube and watch a bunch of videos from different people that you've never watched before? Expose yourself to new mentors, possibly. Then read new books that you've never read before about trading from people you don't know. Expose yourself. Is that the first step? Exposure?
I would say, so someone actually messaged me. I get this pretty often, was like, it's so good to hear a South African on the day trading podcast and, putting themselves out there and,
represent, bro, represent.
Yeah, so cool.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, exactly. So I'm like, but how do I start? I've been trading this way. How do I start? I'm always like, go explore for yourself, find a system that speaks to you. Okay, cool. So Austin day trades Forex and cryptos and indices with using technical indicators. You like that. Okay, cool. But maybe some people will be like, oh, I prefer swing trading. Okay, cool. Well, then go find another education course that does swing trading, but put yourself out there, find what you would like to do, and then invest in that education. And obviously
exposure, go see,
exactly.
See
as you're saying, exposure.
Because like, think about it, bro. When you go on, exactly. Because when you go on YouTube and it's feeding you the same algorithm and you're not searching new things or trying new channels, you're getting the same information. Like I have a buddy that's always sending me videos on Instagram. He's sending me the same dude's videos over and over again. It's a guy that I know through trading, always sending me the same videos of this. And I'm like, bro, I don't listen to this one guy. Like I'm done just hearing this one perspective. I like to get a bunch of different information, people that disagree. That's where we find the most truth, is when you have disagreeing beliefs that are dialoguing or coming together, whether they're coming together in person, like Pat brings them on his podcast all the time and does it, or you just take them into your mind, take the one perspective and the other perspective and you battle them in your own mind. That's where the truth is found. Yeah. That's why I love it, bro. Cause it's so intellectual, like it's so mentally stimulating when you have that.
The other day that disagreed on this one thing. I was like, shit, that's good. One person says this, another says this, but they're both very hard. Well, we're hard in the industry. So there's not like they're idiots. Right. But I agree. You got to expose yourself, because if you don't know what could work for you, what you find fits your personality, you're never going to even if with the right education, it might not be right for you. So that's what I always got to find. And within that education, make sure they got a detailed risk management system, a detailed trading plan, a good community to be able to, you know what I'm saying? That's all essential. So the 3 tips are there: the system, the risk management, the journaling, and the community. That's there for everybody that's, wants those 3 tips. But then for the people that are, like I said, a little newer, struggling, maybe just not where they want to be,
expose yourself to new information.
Yeah.
Listening to us is one thing, but go expose yourself to other traders and other podcasts and see if you can find something that aligns with you. Some people will listen to me, bro, and they never buy anything from us because they don't like me. Like, that's the way it's going to be. But then there's other people that come to 3 live events in a year because they love me. So it's like, you have to find the person that you love and you align with the most, and then squeeze them dry and learn from them. Just because James and I are 2 people that you can do that from as a listener doesn't mean we're not doing that as well from other people in our lives. Like, we have mentors and people that we're squeezing information from as well. That's why we're growing. So it's like, we're telling you what to do because of what we are doing, not because we're saying like, come to ASFX. We haven't even said that once. I just realized that this whole time. This is not a promo for ASFX at all. It's find other information. Like, if you're listening to us, you already found us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's a huge tip that I would give to newer traders for sure.
That's a very good point that you mentioned. Like, just because we have our own podcast doesn't mean we don't listen to other podcasts. Like, actually, most of the stuff that I see you as a friend and mentor. So like, that's already one person I'm listening to. And then obviously I love Patrick Bet David, Tim Grover. I listen to multiple other people that that it's not like we have our podcast. We're not listening to anybody else because we have our own one now. Yeah.
Right. 100%. Yeah. All right. I think this is good. Short and sweet is good, bro. I don't think this has been too long, which is not a bad thing. So we can wrap the episode here. So for everybody, again, the 3 tips that we're saying every successful trader does well: they have a trading plan, they have a risk management strategy built into that trading plan for managing their trades and position sizes, and they are journaling and reviewing all of their trades. So if you're not doing those 3 things, pick one and focus on it. Start doing that. Start trying to implement that. And if you don't know where to start, expose yourself to new information. That's the big takeaways from today's episode. But appreciate you as always, bro. It's always good to chat. It's always good to get some good tactical podcasts out. Sometimes we do the fun ones where we just kind of talk shit and go, back and forth. This is good tactics. This is good. So I think people will like this.
100%. Always appreciate being on with you, brother.
Always. All right, everybody. We'll see you guys in next week's episode. Make sure you subscribe, thumbs up, wherever you're listening, watching, drop a comment. Let us know what you think.